What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner, and today it is viewer build episode 18. And yeah, this week's theme was EDC guns, so everyday carry, not electronic dance, whatever. But yeah, EDC guns, and we got some really good submissions. Now there is one hiccup. So normally I record with these mics. This is the Rode Wireless Go-To mic, and I thought my thing was plugged into my phone because I record from my iPhone, and apparently it wasn't. I've been having some weird connection issues with my phone. I cleaned out the charging port, and I'm hoping right now it's recording audio. I always do a mic check, but to do a mic check, you record, you unplug, you listen, okay, sounds good, you plug it back in. So unfortunately, when I did the mic check and plugged it back in, the mic was not fully connected. So the audio you're gonna hear on the viewer builds where I'm explaining about everyone's builds, it is just my phone audio. Now, it's not terrible, but it's less than ideal. It's a little echoey because it's in my office, and I'm sorry guys, I just don't have time to re-record the audio. I would love to, and yeah, it's just tough. I work 60 hours a week. I do these daily videos for you guys, but I want to give you guys good quality content. Now, I don't think it's unbearable. It's only 20 minutes of your life, so if you can bear with it this week, next week I will make sure you have crystal clear audio with the mic. So yeah, again, this week's theme, EDC guns, and next week's theme, I think we are going to circle back and do clone rifles. So I did clone rifles as my second episode. Again, this is 18, this clone rifles is going to be 19. So next week's theme is clone rifles, and next week is also the anniversary of the Battle of Mogadishu, which took place in 1993. It was October 3rd, so that's next Thursday. So I brought out my clone guns from Gary Gordon and Randy Shugart. This is just a stock M1A. I'm going to turn this into the Shugart M1A, or a modern clone of it. So yeah, this is my Gordon and carbine from Type A, and then this is my M1A that's going to turn into the Shugart M1A. Basically, what I am going to do is add an Aimpoint 9000L. It's just a modern version of like the 3000 or the 5000. It's basically a long tube, but it's a red dot. So I'm getting one of those, and it's going to just go on the factory Springfield mount for now. But yeah, I want to kind of pay tribute, and I do think they're really cool guns to own. So yeah, they're my modernized versions of the Gary Gordon carbine and the Randy Shugart M1A. So next week is clone rifles, and if you want to, be special about it, again, it's the anniversary of the Battle of Mogadishu. So if you have any clones from that battle, that'd be really cool to see. So if you want to participate in next week's viewer build video, check out how to get in the description down below, or wait till the end of the video. But enjoy these builds, and again, I'm sorry for the audio this week. All right, guys, starting off this week's viewer builds, we have Burr with his Sig P226 X macro tack ops. I know it's a mouthful, basically all Sig models are, but the macro tack ops is pretty cool because you basically get the full-size biggest P365 on the market. The tack ops comes with 4 mags and then a flared magwell, which is pretty cool. I think the Sigs have really nice triggers, and I like their night sights out of the box. So yeah, I think it is a pretty good carry gun, and it looks like he has a T-Rex arms holster here, and then a Streamlight TLR7, and then his knife is a Microtech OTF zombie color scheme, which is pretty cool. I've never seen that one before. So yeah, I mean, just a factory gun, but again, comes with their nice trigger and their night sight. So yeah, there's not much to do to it. He says eventually he would like to put a Trijicon RMR on here, and I think that would be a good option. So thank you for sharing that one, Burr. This next one comes from DJ, and it says he has 2 EDC guns that he carries depending on what he's doing that day. So up top, we have a Glock 17 Gen 5 with a Surefire X300A. And he says the 2 holsters that it rides in are a crossbreed inside the waistband holster, and then a G-code holster that stays on his battle belt. And then on the bottom, he has a Glock 43 that also rides in a crossbreed holster with a sidecar, which means it has that little spare mag pouch on there. And then he says for hollow points, he's running Winchester 147 grain jacketed hollow points in both mags pictured. And it looks like both are just stock Glocks, which there is nothing wrong with a stock Glock at all. I have a bunch of stock Glocks that I love shooting. So yeah, thank you for sharing those, DJ. They look great. These next 2 carry guns come from Michael, and it looks like we have a Sig P320X full size, and then a Glock 19 Gen 5. We're going to talk about his Sig first. So again, Sig P320X full size, but it has a Wilson Combat grip module. He's running a Streamlight TLR1 HL, a Sig Romeo 1 Pro red dot, and then he says he's probably going to switch to a Holosun EPS. And then the holster is a Safariland 6360 RDS with a RDR gear tourniquet plate and 1110 tourniquet case. I actually run, I think, the same one on mine. It was given to me as a gift from my friend, so I don't know for sure, but I like running the tourniquet in front of the Safariland holster. So yeah, that's a super sick setup, and it looks like he has the race sights on there. And yeah, I mean, the Wilson Combat grip modules are very nice, and yeah, just a great gun overall. Next up, we're going to talk about his 19 Gen 5. He has a Streamlight TLR1 HL, a Ghost connector, a Glock Store blue pin set, a Millspin thin blue line backplate, a Holosun APS, suppressor height sights, a Glock Store extension, and then a Tier 1 concealed holster. And I like the blue color on yours. I tend to run like red and black on mine, but I run a lot of Tier 1 concealed holsters. They're very good. And yeah, those are both awesome setups. So thank you for sharing those, Michael. This next one comes from Hector, and this is his EDC / nightstand gun, his Mark 27 inspired clone. And I feel dumb for not knowing what a Mark 27 is. I will look it up after this. But yeah, I'm going to go through his build list here. It's a CGS Mod 9 SK suppressor. It's got a Faxon threaded barrel, a Shadow Systems XR920 slide, a Trijicon RMR, and the part number is RM06. It's the HRS red dot, a Surefire X300A, a Shadow Systems MR920 frame. He said he did not like the XR frame, so he traded it for a MR frame. So the MR is like a Glock 19 size, the XR is like a Glock 19X or Glock 45 size, for those of you that want to know. So it's basically an MR920 at this point. And then he's got factory Glock 19 magazines, and he also has a Griffin cam lock system for it, but that's not pictured. It says he runs a T-Rex Arms iron side for winter carry or multi-layered outfits, and then a T-Rex Arms Ragnarok SD holster for his range belt, and then a T-Rex Arms sidecar holster for EDC. Nice. And then he also has a YouTube channel. It's called Liberty Arms Co. So go check that out. And yeah, thank you for sharing, Hector. This next one comes from Joshua, and we have a Glock 43X MOS. So going on his list here, he has a Streamlight TLR7 sub, a 3.5 pound trigger connector, a metal extended mag release. He says the brand is unknown. He's got a Holosun SCS carry red dot, a Shield Arms mag, which means it should be the 15 round mag. The stipple job was done by Rattleworks on Instagram. The hockey tape is from Amazon. Said the stipple job turned out great, but it was like Velcro when I was wearing athletic type shirts, so the tape helps cut down on the printing. And yeah, that makes sense. When you stipple the gun, like texture it, normally through like laser engraving, stuff like that, if it catches on your shirts, I could definitely see it pulling it. And then holster wise, he's got a Safariland Incog with the wing cut off to work better for the shorts he usually wears. And then the knife is a River's Edge Cutlery exclusive Spyderco PM3 lightweight with a deep carry clip from Lynch Northwest. And then it says pry bar Lynch Northwest ODP2 version 2.1. I don't know what that Lynch part was on the second part, but maybe it's just the clip. So he's got knife and the pry bar, which I've never seen those pry bars, but that looks pretty cool. It looks like, is it just a bottle opener or is it like a wedge too? Kind of looks like that, maybe a flathead screwdriver bit. I'm not too familiar with those, so thank you for sharing those, Joshua. It came out great. I like the whole color scheme here too. All right, this next one comes from Gideon Defense, and they also have a YouTube channel. It's called The Prepared Father, and this is his CZ P10s with a Streamlight TLR7. It's got a stock trigger, barrel, and slide, but it does have the ADE Apollo red dot, solar charging dot on there. And then he's only had the dot for about 2 or 3 months, but it outlasted his Siley Wolf red dot. Definitely a budget build, but it does the job, and only have good things to say, not only about ADE, but CZ as a brand. And yeah, you didn't mention your holster. No. So I don't see a holster mention. It looks like he's running a separate holster and mag caddy, and then he has some type of extension on his mag, but he didn't say. But that looks good. I like the setup, and ammo-wise, it looks like you're running Federal HST 124 grain plus P. I'm a big fan of the HSTs and the Spear Gold Dot. For those that are wondering, I think both Federal HST and Spear Gold Dot are like the gold standards, but obviously there's other good brands too. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Gideon, and yeah, go check out their YouTube channel. This next one comes from Daniel, and this is his year-round carry for EDC in Montana. So the gun is a Sig P226 Mark 25, which is the Navy edition or Navy SEAL edition. I've actually really wanted one of these. It's got an RXP slide with RMR holes done by the Sig Armorer LLC. Armorer sounds weird when I say it out loud. Sig Armorer LLC. And then it's got a Trijicon RMR Type 2, a Surefire X300B. It's got E2 grips and a smaller Sig Legion slide catch for my giant hands. Also a Metguard 20 rounder that acts as a pinky extension. Dang. And then holster is a T-Rex Arms Sidecar 2.0 within the tourniquet configuration, which is awesome. It's got a Gen 7 cat tourniquet, And then I have an inexpensive Leatherman, a ZT Skindevich, and then a Phoenix PD35 flashlight and a Neo Mag. That's cool. So I do think it's smart to carry a tourniquet on you guys. I will admit I don't always have one on my person. I always have one in my car and my bag, but obviously if you don't have it with you, that doesn't do you any good. So this is a perfect carry. He's got a gun. I think it's always important to carry a spare mag. I always carry a flashlight and a knife, and then tourniquet is key. So always add medical to your kit, and that looks great, Daniel, so thank you for sharing. This next one comes from Stefan, and this is his HK VP9 SK. It's looking sick. So he's got a Griffin micro comp on there, suppressor height sights, a Streamlight TLR8, which is the white light and the red laser. It's got a Trijicon RMR, Black Steel Industries thumb release / gas pedal, oversized mag release pedals, spring kit for the trigger, and then an HK Parts +5 metal magazine base plate. That looks sick. And then he says the platform is pretty smooth and reliable. Says the spring kit made the trigger extremely light, and he's thinking about replacing it with a Los Lobos trigger, but they are a little pricey. I am not familiar with anything internally on HK VP9 stuff or HK stuff in general, but yeah, I do like my VP9, and that is probably the most decked out VP9 SK I've ever seen. So yeah, that thing looks sick. Thank you for sharing, Stefan. This next one comes from Jalen, and this is his Shadow Systems MR920. Internals are all stock besides the barrel. So he's got the Radian Ramjet and Afterburner barrel and comp on there. He's got a Streamlight TLR1 wrapped by Combat Textiles, and then a Holosun 407K. He's currently waiting on C&H Precision Optic Plate to mount a Holosun 509T. And that's sweet. Yeah, thank you for sharing that one, Jalen. It looks great. This next one comes from Jay Drew, and I want to go through his list here. It looks pretty sick. So this started out life as a Sig P226 X Macro Tac Ops, which we saw one earlier. It's got a Norso Spec Ops C slide with a Sig Romeo X compact red dot and blacked out suppressor sights. It's got a Norso titanium nitride ported barrel. It's got a Wilson Combat grip module, Springer Precision +3 mag extension. So that means it should be a 20 round mag now. That's crazy. It's got a Streamlight TLR7 sub with Tactical Development 1913 key. Also pictured is my Spyderco Lil native knife, Lil as an L-I-L, sorry if I sound weird saying that, and an AIWB holster. And then he says he doesn't remember the brand. That looks sick. I like the topo and the holster. Knife looks good, and yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy looking SIGs, and this is definitely up there with them. I've actually been looking to get a macro for myself because of the capacity. My main carry guns as of right now, I run a Smith & Wesson shield, not as much anymore, but that's what I've carried for like the last 6 years. It was a Gen 1 shield. And then I have my Shadow Systems MR918, and then currently this year I've mainly been carrying my Glock 43 done up by Langdon Tactical, but a macro is on the list because of its capacity. So yeah, I really like your setup, and that gives me inspiration. So thank you for sharing that one, Jay Drew. This next one comes from Mike, or just Mike. I don't know, you have Mike there twice. So yeah, this one comes from Mike, and this is his Canik Mete SFT Pro. Mete, I never know what to call him, but you get the point. So Canik Mete SFT Pro, it's got an EPS green dot by Holosun. It's got barrel ports, it's got an Olight PI turbo, Canik red face enhanced trigger, the Canik red +3 extension, a DIY stipple job, lock grips, brass magwell, and backstrap. And looks like that's it. Looks pretty intense. Canik is doing some pretty crazy things with their handguns now. There's a couple that have interested me just like because they look cool and I think it'd be a fun range gun. I honestly do like the Terran ones, and I like the gray Rival. They look pretty sick. So at some point I would like to own a Canik, and those are the two that I've been thinking about. But yeah, that thing looks awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mike, or Mike. These next two come from Chris, and it looks like we have a Sig P226 XL and a Springfield Echelon. We're going to talk about the XL first. So again, Sig P226 XL. It's got a Holosun 407K green dot on there, a 17 round mag, and then a tier 1 concealed Xiphos, it's Xiphos, I'm not sure how you say that, but it's got the Xiphos Elite holster with the ulti clips. And that looks nice. I like tier 1 concealed holsters, and the 365 XL is nice. I got my girlfriend one for her birthday last year, and she loves it, and I've shot it a lot, and I like it too. So next up, we have the Springfield Armory Echelon. This one has a Holosun 507 comp green dot a Surefire X300 Turbo B. The Turbo is the newest one with the insane throw. It's got a Floyd's magwell and mag extended baseplate, a Tier 1 concealed MSP holster for the Surefire X300 Lite. Nice. And Echelon is also on my list to get of full-size guns. I'm trying to collect all the major brands guns, guys, but obviously it's time and money. But I have shot the Echelon, and that is a really nice gun out of the box, and I do like it more than most of the XDs, but the XDs are cool too. So thank you for sharing those, Chris. They look great. This next one comes from Edward, and here's his EDC. I'm going to go through his list here. He's got an SOE FUPA fanny pack that he wears as a chest pack. Sorry if I butcher that name. I've never heard of it. He's got a Kydex holster with Velcro backing, and the gun that he's using is the Sig P226 AXG Legion. This is basically a macro Legion. So the way I look at this, it's a Sig P226X macro Legion comp. Tack ops because of the magwell, but it looks insane. They don't call it all that, but it's just the AXG Legion. It looks sick, guys. I actually would like to get this gun because I think they look really cool. And he's got a backup pair of glasses, keys with Olight I1R2 Pro keychain flashlight, and then a Benchmade Shootout Tonto knife. And you didn't mention your optic, but it looks like he has a Holosun on there. I don't know other models just by looking at them. Legit EDC, we get to see everything. Says not pictured is the iPhone and wallet. Yeah, probably took the picture of the phone, and I can see why you don't want to show your wallet. But that looks great. I like that gun a lot. And oh, we didn't mention your light either. You have a Streamlight. I think it's a TLR7. I'm pretty sure it's a TLR7 sub or the new X. I don't know, but it's got a Streamlight and the Holosun that are not mentioned. But yeah, that looks like a great carry setup. And yeah, thank you for sharing. This next one comes from Vincent, and he has a P365 FCU, so fire control unit from Sig. So it started out as basically just the trigger and the, I guess you call it a frame. It's just the fire control unit, it's the serialized part. It's got a Holosun 507K X2 with an ACSS Vulcan reticle. I'm going to butcher this name. Fidesz, FDEZ works XXL slide with comp. So Fidesz works XXL slide with comp. A Fidesz works ported barrel, a Mischief Machine XXL Omega grip, and then a Streamlight TLR7X sub, and then a QVO tactical holster. Sorry if I butchered the names, but it's, yeah, FDEZ and then works, WERX. But, I mean, it looks sick. I don't know much about them, but I do know you can basically build these from the ground up now, so yeah, thank you for sharing that one. It does look good, and I bet it shoots nice. To me, that's kind of an insane amount of porting. So he's got 4 ports in the barrel, plus the slide comp, which I bet it shoots very soft. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Vincent. It looks good. These next guns come from Tyler, and I was wondering when we were going to get some Smith guns, because I do like Smith. So here are 2 guns that I run for my EDC. About 90% of the time, I run the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 Compact with my Aimpoint Acro P2, Streamlight TLR7X in my Gorilla tactical holster. So that is the one up top. I think that setup looks great. And then if I want something smaller for whatever reason, then I'll run my Shield Plus, which has a Holosun 407K riding on top with a T-Rex arm sidecar holster. Both are chambered in 9mm. And yeah, I mean, I like both of those setups. I'm definitely a fan of your FDE setup. That looks sick. And I want an Aimpoint Acro at some point. FDE would be cool. And I do like running appendix rigs with the sidecar, just my preferred way of carrying. But yeah, Smith & Wesson Shield for the win. The Shield Plus is awesome. I would like to get one at some point. And again, I think the Smith & Wesson's a little underrated in today's standards. Like, you'd normally see Glocks or Sigs. Those are probably the top 2. Those are the top 2 we sell at our store. But Smith & Wesson is a very strong contender, and I have a bunch of their guns. They work great. So thank you for sharing those, Tyler. I like them a lot. All right, these next guns come from Brady, and I'm going to go through the list here. So the long gun is a Brigade Arms Glock lower with a Bear Creek Arsenal 4-inch 9mm bufferless upper. The light is an Olight PL Valkyrie Turbo, and the red dot is a CV Life, which is a cheap Amazon red dot that I got on a whim. Turned out to be pretty good, and now I have several. And then it's got an SB Tactical side folding brace, carried in a generic Walmart Ozark trail backpack. Also carried in the bag is a Silencer Co. Octane 9 with a direct thread. So the Silencer Co. Octane 9 is a suppressor for those that don't know. And yeah, that looks like a cool setup. Next up, the pistol is a Shadow Systems MR920. It's in a Works M6 holster. Says, great holster, I highly recommend them, and the only appendix holster I carry in now. So that's cool. I haven't heard of them before, but again, it's called Works M6. Works is in WERKZ M6, like MI6 without the I. And then it's got a Radian ramjet and afterburner comp system, a Streamlight TLR1, and a HoloSun 407C. Nice. So second shadow systems with the Radian ramjet setup. Well, those look good, so thank you for sharing, Brady. And then we are going to finish it up with another Arizona peep who's also carrying a shadow systems. Woohoo! So this comes from Jay Garcia, and this is a Shadow Systems MR920 Combat Elite, and it's got a Trijicon RMR Type 2. It's the RM06, which is a 3 1/4 red dot. It's got a Streamlight TLR7A, which the A is nice because it sits a little bit more flush. It's got a custom holster. It's a in the waistband light bearing holster through a Star Wars Mythosaur sticker on the backside. It's got a spare Glock 19 mag, a Keyshawn pocket knife. Then it says, I have a few other knives in rotation, but not a big follower in the knife world. And then also an iPhone, but not in the picture. Nice. Well, again, I like carrying the Shadow Systems. I think they're great guns out of the box. You literally buy it, throw an RMR on there because you don't need suppressor sights, throw a light and get a holster. It's ready to go. And it takes Glock holsters. That makes it even more of an appeal to me. So yeah, thank you for sharing, Jay Garcia, and thank you to everyone else that submitted this week. These were all awesome carry guns. Thank you again to everyone that participated. Those were all amazing everyday carry guns. And again, I'm sorry for the audio. I hope it was bearable. It was only 20 minutes of your life. But again, next week I will make sure the audio is much better. And again, if you want to participate in next week's video, the theme is clone rifles. This is the second time I've done it. The first time was viewer build episode 2. But yeah, second time around on clone rifles. I know a lot of you guys have really cool clones you want to show me, so send those in. If you've already sent them in the past but I've never posted them, just resend them, guys. It's the safest way so that I don't miss yours. If you've already sent in a build that is considered a clone rifle but I've used it for a different video, I ideally don't want any duplicates, so send something new. And yeah, no worries if you guys can't make it in on this one. I do these every single week. And yeah, so to participate, send a good horizontal picture of your gun. So horizontal's this way, not this way, that's vertical. And I do still get a lot of vertical pictures. But yeah, send a horizontal picture, ideally with a camera, and then you can email it to me because some phone pictures are very blurry. And if you can, do it on a clean background because it just looks better in pictures. We do get some cool ones. I did like the American flag background on this one. That's not necessarily a plain background, but it looked really good on the gun. So don't maybe do it on your couch. Backyard is normally fine, but yeah, you guys get the point. You guys see what pictures look good and which pictures don't. Do a clean background, horizontal, good, high quality. You can send it to my email. It is sales@atroxco.com. And you are going to describe it from tip to butt, not tip to trigger to optic to butt to barrel. It doesn't flow well. It's from tip all the way down to butt. And yeah, just send it to my email, sales@atroxco.com. And I'm looking forward to seeing these clone builds. And yeah, I'm looking forward to finish the M1A, and then at some point I am going to spray paint the can for the Gordon carbine. I want to do an individual video on the Gordon carbine and the suppressor, so before I modify anything, which it's just spray paint, but I want to do individual videos on these. I don't think I'm going to have it up by the anniversary, unfortunately, guys. I need to go shoot. So yeah, I've had this gun for probably a year and a half now. Shoots good. I have not shot this one yet. I just got it a couple weeks ago, but I'm looking forward to having both of them and setting them up to match what Gary Gordon and Randy Shugart would have used, but just, again, modernized version. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for my next video.